Hi, my name is Harro Bijsma. I study industrial design at Windesheim University of Applied Sciences, and during my study I did a lot of projects. Right now I'm about to kick off my final project. But not here. Welcome to Zambia! Yeah, I know, but like we're going to Zambia. Because my graduation project will take place in Chipata. That's a town in Zambia right next to the border with Malawi. First I'll make you familiar with my assignment, and thereafter I'll tell you how I'm planning on fulfilling it. My assignment is formulated as follows. Develop a product that adds value to the use of Jatropha. The product is either partly made from Jatropha, uses Jatropha, or helps processing the nuts to other useful products. This probably raises the question, what is Jatropha? Let's have a look at this small video.
What is Jatropha? Well, Jatropha is an herb, a shrub, even a tree. The uses are anything from medicinal purposes to heating oil, lamp oil, even soap products. There's over 1,500 species of Jatropha that exist today. The density and resiliency of the tree makes for an incredible natural fence. The slight toxicity and smell deters animals from food crops around the globe. In fact, one of the life-saving qualities is it keeps elephants out of rural homes in Africa. One of the specific varieties is Jatropha curcus, and it's drawing a lot of attention from around the globe as the new hope for bioenergy. Jatropha curcus is considered to be carbon neutral and has many applications around the world. When properly cultivated, Jatropha curcus produces a fruit, and inside that fruit is a seed. That seed contains anywhere from 40 to 45% oil by mass, one of the best biodiesel oils on the market today. One of the most significant characteristics of Jatropha curcus is its ability to grow on marginal land and not compete for food crop like corn and soybean.
Now, the thought can raise, if there are so many purposes for Jatropha, then why do you have to go and stimulate the use of it, by developing a product for it or with it? In order to answer that question, we have to define the context of the project, which is found in Caritas. Caritas is a faith-based, non-governmental, worldwide organization that stands up for oppressed and poor people. The core business of Caritas Chipata is helping out the poorest people in rural areas with agricultural training, boreholes and loans for crops and livestock. In this way, people improve their life quality. One of the villages supported by Caritas Chipata is Utukani. It is located approximately 180 kilometers from Chipata. In Utukani, besides edible crops, also Jatropha was introduced. Because of the suspected demand for Jatropha as a resource for biofuel, it would be a perfect cash crop. But the big-scale Jatropha hype around biofuel collapsed, leaving the Jatropha in Utukani unused. The villages have no selling market, nor resources to process the Jatropha into something useful. So that's where I come in. I'm going to find a way the people in Utukani can still benefit from their Jatropha. Now, I know I promised to present you my planning, but I will let you wait one moment so you don't have to hear it twice.
na iwe na nyumba siwama yokala moja bendeka
Okay, free kwacha? Okay, person? Alright. Today I'm going to Caritas to present them my designer plans, and I'm curious what they think about it. Alright, so my name is Haro, or the Jatropha man. That's also my study is industrial design. So it's really digging into the problem and then see where opportunities are. But besides that, so that's research. Besides that, I learned about materials and how you can use them, production techniques, also sketching and 3D modeling on computer. So I learned about the tools that you need in order to design a project. So what I plan on doing here is well, do research in Chipata if that's possible, and maybe also other areas where the Jatropha is used. Just to see how people are now using it and what they do with it. Just because I need to have a picture, yeah, the whole context to see where maybe needs are. And then I can play with that and brainstorm. So at first there's a lot of research, and then after that the designing process begins, and that means a lot of ideas, just brainstorming, writing everything down. There's a lot of sketching ideas, and then normally if you have drawn a lot of things, then you just choose the best one, all in cooperation with all of you, of course, and but also the people who were going to use it, because it's very important that they support the product, because it's meant for them. So it might be very hard to really dig into that problem. I might need some support with that, because this is a whole different culture. So I try to learn about it as quickly as possible. But still, if I do research, for example in Holland, I can just go up on the street and ask everyone, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then they'll have an answer. But here, I think it's more like a community-based thinking. So it needs a different approach. Yeah, that's a challenge for them. I think.
That's right.
Okay.
That's good. I think you'll be useful.
Yeah.
Very much useful. So there are so many uses. We have to go through in the bank and try to dig some of those uses, and then from there you can focus on some of those that you would want to. So you are welcome.
Thank you. So that was a short reproduction of my presentation. In ultra short, the plan looks like this. Research, a lot of research. About Caritas, the way they work, about Jatropha and its possibilities, and mainly about the Zambians themselves. I mean, you don't make someone a birthday present without knowing him or her, right? So in the same way, I cannot design something for a target group I don't know. In the ideation phase, I create ideas, partly resulting from the research. In the detailing phase, the best idea is worked out so it can be produced. And last but not least, the implementation. I have to find a way to implement the product so it doesn't stay just a great idea. I'm starting off with researching Caritas. College-wise, they make me familiar with their mission and vision, and their methods to help people through different programs.
That's why Caritas, as a faith-based organization, we said we can't leave these people. We must go and take the interventions to them. So we go there to learn that when there's drought, what do, you people? What do you eat when there's drought? So we learn from them. So they will tell us what they eat. When there are floods, what do you do? What do you eat? How do you live? So they will tell you. We share with them the notes, so they will tell you, no, this and that. So we know, taken from technical point of view, we know that the crops that can do well under floods is rice. But those people may not have the seed to start up with. Okay.
We try to stop them from doing some of these things. Instead of plowing the land, we just want them to make the holes where they plant the seed. They put fertilizer and manure there, then they plant. Because what happens when the they plow the land. When the first rains come, actually, since the soil is rosy, this water, when it comes in a storm, they will wash the soil away, take the soil away, and take it somewhere. Leave the land poor. Yeah. Wash away the nutrients, the fertilizers, whatever.
I also attend field trips in order to see how these programs work out in real life. These guys are getting a hoe. They will pay off their debt by selling a share of their crops. At the same time, this is the ultimate opportunity to become familiar with the way of living in rural areas. In the nutrition program, people learn that there is more on earth that make you grow other than shima. This woman is preparing mashed potatoes. A major part in getting to know the Zambian people is to speak their language. So that's where I'm gonna start. Maybe?
Yes.
In the future.
Maybe in the future
we will have hunger.
Yeah, we have fun. But
They will not have hunger.
Asakali. Yeah, asa subjunctive, asa negative, asakali ninja.
They will not have hunger, no?
They should not go hungry.
They should not go.
In proper English, they should not go hungry. They shouldn't be hungry.
I'll spare you the loads of internet research I did. Another big part is of course just talking with people. To find out how they think, how they live, etc. In the beginning I mentioned the importance of my field research in Utukani. And although it has been delayed several times, I finally get the chance to go there and talk with the farmers. And those Chinyanja lessons pay off big time. Makabwanchi?
No, Makabwanchi.
Makabwanchi? Makabino. Makabwanchi? Makabwanchi? Makabino.
No, Makabwanchi.
Makabino, Makabwanchi? Makabino. Makabino. Great. I always wanted to do this. This is day 1 of my field trip in Utukani. Today was a good day. I made contact with the farmers. I explained why I'm here and what my assignment is. Tomorrow I will interview the farmers at Innova Jatropha and I'll ask what they want, whether they want to sell their product or use it for themselves. So yeah, I'm curious what tomorrow will bring. Makabwanchi? Makabwino. Makabwino. Abambo ndi amai, ndili pano lero, chifukwa ndifuna kudziwa tu zintu, ndani mulima Jatropha, kunyuma kumunda. Yeo? Okay. Sigomo kwambiri. Nifuna kudziwa muchita chiani ndi Jatropha.
They say there is nothing that you
Nothing. Okay. Ndipo mufuna kuchita chiani ndi Jatropha.
Mugazi wadi mugazite chiani na Jatropha choganizibwa.
Kodi mufuna kugulitsa kapena mufuna kupanga light, fire, That became a long research, but it was a good one too. The farmers had the choice of using or selling their Jatropha, since I can only design one product for one purpose. In the end, they let know that they prefer to sell the Jatropha. At the end, we collected seeds to take home for experimenting. This was the bottleneck of my project, but I finally have my answer. I will create a demand for Jatropha by making a product for townspeople. I experiment a lot with both the seeds and the shells. I tried pounding, peeling, more peeling, separating, boiling, dry steaming, wet steaming, pressing, more pressing, enhanced body weight pressing, and making candles which were eaten by ants. Surprising results like this piece of hot and wet formed shell shreds are taken into the next stage.